We're going to start our little tour today with some special trees, and just a few I've picked out. And so this particular one is a saike, or landscape, and it was made by Masi Mizumi, who was our instructor of the Sacramento Bonsai Club. And this was a demonstration in 1995 when Gary and I won this demonstration. So this is how it looks today. And the saike is little landscape. Imagination is what you would use to look at this, and so we've added a few little accents like the little deer. Oops, over here we have a special tree that was collected by two very special gentlemen. Harry Hirao, the father of bonsai, who was from the Southern California area, and his helper John Naka, Mr. Juniper we call him. We're both friends and collected this beautiful pomegranate. Over here I have probably the oldest tree documented that is in our collection. This is from the collection of Tadao and Miwako Yamashiro. Tadao's father actually created the tree in a rock, and this was before the war. So when they were interned in camp, a very kind neighbor took care of their property and watered whatever they could, and this was one that survived. And we actually transplanted it in a large bowl, and it was survived, and we brought it back to health and had it rewired and brought back to being more compact, and we actually have showed it at the Placer Buddhist Church Festival. Come down here, a walkway, and here we have a white pine, 5-needle pine. It was actually imported from Japan in the 1980s, and this was from the collection of Oscar Tomiyama, who's from Sacramento. We did display it last year after Gary's passing, my husband, and for the Capital City Bonsai Association show, which was in honor of him. I'm going to lead you down this way. This is our azalea bonsai house. In the month of May, Satsuki azaleas are in bloom all throughout May, a little bit into June, depending on the weather. And then we're all deflowering all these afterwards. This is a chinzan from the collection of Walt Brainerd, and it's now in a plastic pot, and we're second generation after Walt, and it's in a plastic pot now to bring back its health during the year. It was shown last year in a ceramic pot. We come back here. I'd like to show you a very special tree. This is a shohin, meaning 8 inches from the top of the pot to the top of the tree, and it is actually a grafted tree. It is a black pine trunk, and grafted on it is a white pine, similar to that large tree I showed you. And someday this will go to a second generation, most likely our grandson Eric. He's filming today. Here you might know Maruyama Nursery in Sacramento. Yuzo Maruyama did a demonstration for Sekyukai Bonsai Show, and Gary and I won this demo landscape. It's a ishitsuki type of landscape, meaning that ishi, the rock, it's the trees put on the rock. And I'm going to switch this around on our turntable, and this is the back side where he planted azalea there in the back, and he always called it, that's the girlfriend. A little joke. Anyway, down here we have our Hinoki cypress forest. Oscar Tomiyama created this in the 1950s. And this forest, a beautiful forest, if you look really deeply inside, you could see that using your imagination, that if there was a stream going between the rocks there, that would be fun to imagine, or a nice cool summer's day. And we'll go down here to the very end, and we have our a very special trident maple, because this is one that we've been training for a very long time, and we actually, this was imported from Japan and we purchased it here, but it was basically a stump, and all the branches we've trained and selected, and finally got to show it last year at the state convention, and at that time it was the fall, so this was all in beautiful crimson colors. As we go here, this is a tree from the collection of Fukashi and Hiroko Yokota of Placer County, and who are the aunt and uncle of my mother, and my mother's side. And this particular tree is a black pine. Hiroko asked if we would take care of this tree for her, and so it's just been decandled this month, and that's what we do with black pines. And so here is a red pine, on the other hand. This is Gary's favorite tree. It's a literati, or a Bunjin style tree from the collection of Haruo Tao, who lives in Sacramento. Here we have a special tree, because this is my mother's tree. This is a little oak, and she claims that this tree she had grown from seed. And lastly, I picked out to show, this is a tree my father made, and it's a root over rock, or actually the tree is actually inside the rock now, and this is called a shore juniper. So thank you for coming today. That was a quick tour, but anyway, we'd like you to come visit anytime and enjoy your day.